The sun had barely cracked the horizon when Marcus Hayes saddled up Thunder, his chestnut mare who'd been his companion for nearly a decade. The Wyoming wilderness stretched endlessly before them, a canvas of red rock and sagebrush that Marcus had explored 1,000 times before. But that morning, something felt different. Thunder's ears kept twitching toward the North Canyon, the one locals avoided because of its unstable cliffs and dead-end passages. Marcus had planned to check the southern fence line, but Thunder had other ideas. Have you ever felt like the universe was trying to tell you something, like an invisible hand was guiding you toward a destiny you couldn't yet see? That's exactly what was happening to Marcus, though he didn't know it yet. As Thunder stubbornly pulled toward the Forbidden Canyon, refusing every command to turn back, Marcus felt a chill run down his spine despite the warming day. 4 years earlier, and 300 miles away, 2 sisters had vanished without a trace. Parking lot while their mother ran inside for milk. The search had consumed entire communities, involved hundreds of volunteers, and broken their parents in ways that can never be fully repaired. Posters with their smiling faces had faded on telephone poles. The case went cold. Never stopped praying to a god she wasn't sure was listening anymore. Marcus finally gave up fighting Thunder's determination and let the mare lead. They descended into the canyon, weaving between boulders and scrub pine, going deeper than Marcus had ever ventured. The walls rose steep on either side, casting long shadows even as morning progressed. Then Thunder stopped, planted her hooves, and refused to move forward or backward. She just stood there, ears forward, nostrils flaring, staring at what looked like solid rock face covered in tangled brush. At first, Marcus saw nothing unusual. He dismounted, patted Thunder's neck, whispered that she was being foolish. But the horse stamped and whinnied, and in that moment something caught Marcus's eye. A flash of blue, barely visible through the vegetation. Fabric, his heart began to race. He pushed through the brush and found it. A gap in the rock face hidden so perfectly by nature that you could walk past it 100 times and never notice. A cave entrance, or more accurately, a prison. The smell hit him first, then his eyes adjusted to the darkness. 2 girls, painfully thin, filthy, huddled together in the back of a shallow cave. They flinched when they saw him, pressed themselves against the stone, and Marcus felt his stomach turn. Emma was 16 now, though she looked ancient in her eyes. Sophie was 13, holding her sister's hand with a grip that spoke of years of terror survived only through each other. Marcus's voice cracked when he spoke. He told them his name. He told them they were safe. He called the sheriff with shaking hands while giving the girls his jacket and water, watching them drink in careful sips like they'd learned the hard way what happened when you consume too fast after deprivation. The story came out in fragments over the following days, pieced together by investigators and therapists, a man who'd been watching them. An abduction executed in seconds. Years in that canyon, hidden from the world, surviving on sporadic visits from their captor, who'd been arrested 6 months earlier for an unrelated crime and died in custody, leaving them trapped, forgotten, waiting to be found or to die. But they hadn't died. She'd rationed the last supplies their captor had left. She'd counted days on the cave wall, 1,461 marks, each one a small victory of survival. She'd imagined this moment through 1,000 sleepless nights, but never truly believed it would come. The reunion happened in a hospital room surrounded by counselors and doctors, but none of that mattered. She held Emma and Sophie, and they held her back, and the crying lasted so long that nurses stopped checking if everything was. Emma thanked him. But she also thanked Thunder, pressing her forehead against the mare's nose in a moment so tender that Marcus had to look away. The doctors said it was a miracle they'd survived. The sheriff said it was the most incredible rescue in his 30-year career, but Marcus knew the truth. He was just the hands. Thunder was the heart. The man who'd taken them was dead, but the girls were alive. That's not justice, but it's something. Emma and Sophie started therapy, started school again, started the long journey of reclaiming lives that had been stolen. Some nights were harder than others. But they had each other, and they had a mother who never stopped believing. And they had a stubborn horse who knew that some places demand attention, some silences need to be broken. If you've ever doubted that goodness exists in this world, remember this story. Remember that sometimes salvation comes from the most unexpected places, from the instinct of an animal, from the refusal to ignore what doesn't make sense. Remember that people don't stop mattering just because they disappear. And if this story touched your heart, share it. Let it remind someone that miracles still happen, that hope is worth holding on to, that sometimes the canyon that seems darkest is exactly where the light breaks through.